Well, good morning, church, and welcome to today's daily message. Did you pick up the story recently of Pickles the sheep? In 2013, there were huge bushfires in Tasmania, and this particular farm was burnt down. In the confusion and the panic, a little lamb got lost, and they didn't know what had become of it. Perhaps it had died in the flames. And then just a month or two ago, 7 years after the fires, the farmer was walking round the further reaches of his farm and came across what looked like a great fluffy ball of wool with just a little face peeping out from it. It was indeed the lost sheep, which he named Pickles. And he managed with some difficulty to wrestle it to the ground and call for help to load it into his 4x4. What was lost had been found, and there was great rejoicing. Well, Pickles had been in self-isolation for 7 years. I just hope that ours doesn't last that long, otherwise I might have hair as dense as that sheep. Jesus talked a lot about getting lost, didn't he? He told the parables of the lost sheep, the lost coin, and of course the lost son who eventually came to his senses and returned to his father. And what did his father say? My son that was lost is found. The great news is that God has found us. He came looking for us. I remember Rob Parsons of Care for the Family telling how he used to play hide and seek with his young daughter, and she would go away and hide, usually in a fairly obvious place, and Rob would go looking. And he would play it out a bit, pretending to look here and there and not finding, until he realized that the greatest joy his daughter felt and most looked forward to was being found by her father. And isn't it wonderful that we have a God who can be found, who longs to be found, though he always takes the initiative? Didn't he say to his disciples, I have chosen you out of the world? Paul refers to us as God's chosen people who've been found by God. We don't always go looking for him, do we? C.S. Lewis described himself as the most reluctant convert in Christendom. When he wasn't looking for God, God went looking for him until he could no longer resist God's claims on his life and the truth of the gospel. We could say the same about the Apostle Paul, who most certainly wasn't looking for Jesus when Jesus found him on the Damascus road. That's not to say that we can't look for him, though I would still say that that's the work of the Holy Spirit in our lives. Isaiah invites us to seek the Lord while he may be found. And of course, Jesus said that if we seek, we will find. I was reading Psalm 46 this morning, and verse 1 says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. And it reminds us that even when God seems far away, he is still ever present. And the commentary I'm using says that the Hebrew word for ever present literally means very found. In other words, God promises that we will always be able to find him in our time of need. And having found God, We need to go on finding him in every circumstance of life, the hard times as well as the good times. God doesn't hide away. He's not unconcerned about what we're going through. We only have to trust him. Corrie ten Boom said, when a train goes through a tunnel and gets dark, you don't throw away the ticket and jump off. You sit still and trust the driver. Well, you may feel like we're in a tunnel in this present situation. Trust the driver. As the writer to the Hebrews says, let's approach God's throne of grace with confidence. He could have said with trust, so that we may receive mercy and, listen to this, find grace to help us in our time of need. And draw on those reserves that you have built up from your past experiences of God's faithfulness. Etty Hillesum was a Jew who died in Auschwitz at the age of only 29, and she wrote this, "There is a deep well inside me, and in it dwells God." There are times when we need to draw from this well. We need to dig deep wells in the good times that will nourish us when life gets tough. And the question is, how deep do our foundations go? How many reserves have we stored up to draw on when we need them? Because now may be the time to depend on those reserves. There's a song that we sometimes sing, which I hope we can echo in our hearts and find true in our experience even today. In every circumstance of life, you are with me, glorious Father. And it ends like this, and now in every circumstance, I'll prove your love without a doubt. Your joy shall be my strength. A short prayer to finish. Father, thank you that you first found us and that you invite us to go on finding you in life's ups and downs. Help us in these strange and sometimes difficult days to go on trusting you and to draw on that foundation of faith that proves that your love, your mercy, and your grace is the same today as it has always been. Amen. Open hearts, clean hands. God bless you.